Welcome back to Crunch Time, and today we're going to be talking about LeBron James going to the Sixers. You already clicked on the video, so I'm not going to do too much intro. You know what it's about. You know what happened. So, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. Here is the tweet thread. LeBron says, verbatim, I thought I was done when the season ended. Let's all be real. LeBron was not going to retire without a farewell tour. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide. But I was pretty sure I played my last game. This is for clicks. He was 100% not retiring without a farewell tour. We all know who LeBron is. He is an attention whore. All right. LeBron fan or not, you can agree he loves his attention and he wants to get that in all 30 cities. I was honest at that last press conference when I said I needed to look at myself and decide if I still have love for this game. I still truly love this game and I have more to give. The last few weeks I have the last few weeks have been really special. I've never been able to have no clue what to do and take real time to just think. I've had an incredible few months with all the people I know and love trying to figure it all out. This is my last decision. I'm not going for money. I'm not going for family. What am I really playing for at this point? I still want to sacrifice. I still want to work. I still want to grind. I still want to compete, to win, and to have a chance at the feeling of winning another championship. I believe that I can help make the Philadelphia 76ers a championship team, and I am so excited to energize a new fan base and start this incredible journey one last time. Thank you, Los Angeles, Miami. I'll forever love Northeast Ohio, will always be home. So, what does this mean? Obviously, LeBron is joining the Philadelphia 76ers, and he will be likely their starting power forward next to Maxi, VJ, Brown, and Embiid. What does that mean for basketball? It means that Philly has a good team. I think Philly should have had. Obviously, you're not gonna not sign LeBron for $4 million. So I'm not acting like Philly should have been like, no, actually, LeBron, we need defense. So sorry, we're not taking you. And they do have Dean Wade off the bench, who is a very good defender. Brown and Edgecombe can hold their own, but neither of them are elite defenders. And quite frankly, LeBron and Embiid, at LeBron's age and with Embiid's history, they are bad defenders and liabilities. And Maxi, he's quick and he can stay in front of a guy. However, he's very small, so his defensive abilities are limited there. So that means you have three liabilities on defense in your starting lineup, which is not something that I would think you would want to do to, try to win a championship. I don't think that's very I don't think, that really corresponds well with that. So I personally don't think the Philadelphia 76ers are going to win the championship. I don't think they're favorites. I think they could be favorites in the East. I personally don't think they will be. I do think the Knicks will keep that. I'm really high on the Pacers. I think Halliburton will return to his form. But what does that really mean? Return to form. Well, I think that he will become, the All NBA guy. He took 2 years, like a year and a half off from basketball. He's going to be fully healthy. The only thing that he might need to work on is his conditioning, but that he'll get that back as super quickly. still super young. He's like 26. So yeah, I personally would say I would have Philly as the 3 seed behind New York and Indiana. I think Boston could jump up depending on if Embiid misses a lot of games and LeBron is kind of resting here and there. And with the new NBA and how everyone kind of has a competent roster, you're not able to just sit Embiid for games anymore. Like you can't see, like, you play the Nets 4 times a year as the Sixers, right? You're not able to just sit him in all the Nets games now. Well, you can obviously, but that might mean that now you might lose them because the Nets have a somewhat competent roster. Same thing with some other bad teams, right? You'll probably play the Wizards 3 or 4 times, and they have a good roster. You might lose to them multiple times without sitting your starters. So I don't think that it's going to be easy for the Sixers, especially because Embiid is probably going to have to play a lot of games for this team to be good. And I don't think that the defense is going to be good enough. And Nick Nurse has gotten a lot of flack lately. And yes, he did win a championship, but that was in 2019. That was literally before COVID. That was almost 8 years ago. So let's not try to act like that was anything more than, kind of. Obviously, he wasn't a bad coach in that run, but Steve Kerr won 4 championships, and I still kind of want his ass gone, but I'm happy to see him ride out one more time. Um, I do think Philly has a chance. I'm not saying there's no chance, but I just don't think the defense is going to be able to hold up with my fucking grandma. I, sure, you can put Edgecombe in Brown on the team's 1A, 1B, right? What happens if they get a switch, right? If you're playing, I was gonna say the Lakers, but let's use a team out east because you'll probably play them in playoff series. So let's say you're playing the Raptors, right? In playoff series. You have Quickly, Barrett, Kawhi, probably, then Scotty, and then whoever they decide to put out there at center. You would probably put Brown on Kawhi and then Max, or not Maxi, Edge come on Barrett. That would probably be what you go with. All it takes is one screen to get switched onto either LeBron or Embiid, and then all of a sudden, Kawhi or Barrett has a really easy lane, and that also means that Scotty Barnes is going to be matched up with either LeBron or Embiid, and he's still got some burst, even though he's not really a self creator. He's got burst. He can get by you. So I don't think that their defense is going to be good enough. And sure, they have a lot of experience and they're all very smart basketball players. So maybe they can come together and they can have good chemistry and they can have plenty of their basketball IQs can make a fine defense out of their lack of skill. But I don't think they don't have any elite defenders. Maxi or fuck, I keep saying Maxi, Edgecombe, and Brown are good defenders. They're not great. They're not elite. They're good, right? Brown has also only had good defenders around him. He had Tatum. He had Brown. He had Kristaps. He had Brown. He was Brown. He had White. He had Kristaps. Peyton Pritchard can hold his own for his size, right? He's had good defenders his entire career around him, and now they're just gone. Al Horford can hold his own down there. So it's a little bit shaky seeing this team, and I I want to take injuries completely out of it, right? If this team is fully healthy and LeBron is healthy and Embiid is healthy, I don't think this team wins a championship. And I'm not saying that this probably wasn't LeBron's best narrative to win a championship because now he could have joined OKC or the Spurs or the Knicks, but I don't think his legacy would have been good that way, you know? It's like a clear ring chase. In the Sixers, it seems a little bit of a ring chase, but like you said, he said he wants to grind. You know what a grind is? A grind is trying to take Joel Embiid to a championship. That's why I don't think he's ring chasing. He willingly signed with the 76ers, a team that has made one final in like 48 years. A team that hasn't made it to the conference finals since 9/11. A team with fans that are so passionate, but they have seen so little success and they are so quick to turn on. I have to commend LeBron for that. This is not an easy job, right? Even though they did get Jaylen Brown, even though they do have Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, they've had talented rosters before. We've seen Sixers teams and gone, oh, they could be scary. They had James Harden. They had Tobias Harris. They had Embiid, obviously, right? They had great teams that were impressive. And we were like, oh, this team could make a run. And what did they do? They failed every time. And I saw some people saying this team might be better than the 2017 Warriors. What are we doing? The 2017 Warriors had two MVPs in their prime, the second greatest shooter of all time, one of the greatest defenders of all time, and then one of the greatest role players of all time in Iggy. That's just not what the Sixers have. I don't understand. Like the NBA community is so wild, they just overreact to everything right away. And I guarantee you, if this team starts off slow, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, LeBron's washed. Embiid sucks. Jaylen Brown can't play as a non-primary ball handler." Blah 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 blah. It's just that's just how the narratives work. If they start out hot, it's going to be, oh my God, this team is the greatest team of all time, blah, blah, blah. Someone just like that. But they might not finish hot, right? The Knicks struggled. The Knicks went on like a 10-game losing streak in January last year. Everyone said they were cooked. So many people counted them out. They just won the championship in probably one of the most dominant runs we've ever seen. So no, I I don't think you should overreact to anything about this team. I think you should very much go with the flow here and kind of be prepared for anything because anything can happen with these guys. Joel Embiid could get hurt on in the third game of the season and miss the entire season. Knock on wood, I don't wish for injuries on people. LeBron, his body could just be done. He's 42. We saw it last year with his sciatica in the start of the season. That kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't like at the start of the offseason, it was like, oh yeah, LeBron's struggling with some back pain and might hold him out till November. No, that came up in what, like, I think it was like the first preseason game or maybe late September. It was like, oh yeah, LeBron's struggling with some back issues. He's probably going to be out 6 weeks. So this could come out of anywhere. Like, we don't know. LeBron probably hasn't played basketball in a few months, and ever since he got eliminated, he probably hasn't gone out and hooped. And for anyone who doesn't think that's true, look at what AD said in like 2022. Speaking of 2022, this team gives me heavy 2022 Lakers vibes. The team with Westbrook and Melo and Dwight. Now, it's a better version of that team. But remember, that team had Anthony Davis and LeBron James, who were both MVP candidates for like half for the first half of the season. So it's not like it was just LeBron and scrubs, right? Or a bad Anthony Davis. AD was healthy that season too. Just Westbrook underperformed, which could be what LeBron is now. LeBron could be the stat stuffing machine facilitator that is coming in just to help all the egos go around and put the ball in other people's hands. He could be the one that just starts to, not make his shots anymore. So I don't think this team is just a check mark for the championship. I don't think they are a 1A contender right now. I think they are the top of the second tier contenders in the league. I'm I'm saying they can win. I don't think they will. If they do, I would not be surprised. However, if I had to put all my money on a team, it would not be the Sixers. I don't really know what else to add. For some reason, Pods is trending. I kind of want to know why Pods is trending.
Playing from DEN.
That makes sense. Everyone's just saying we still got Pods instead of LeBron. It's all the Warriors fans. Warriors fans can be so dumb, bro. Um, yeah. Anyways, as for that, that's kind of all my opinion on LeBron and that. I'm gonna do a power rankings video tomorrow. I'm not sure if I want to do a whole conference or if I want to do division by division and kind of do a preview of those teams. But yeah, I will figure that out. I just think a conference video might be too long, or I might not spend enough time on each team. So I don't want to do that really. So I might just do division by division. Probably start with the Atlantic Division tomorrow, which is the division the Sixers are in, because it will just be hot news for clickbait and stuff. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for watching. That's my opinion, and I will see you guys tomorrow.